I was thinking about making a video of me reacting to XQC. So putting one of these videos on and me just sitting there without saying anything, just watching it. And I was curious to see what would happen. But I was also going to do all of like the scummy things on there. Like I was going to use his face on the thumbnail. And I was going to do all the clickbaity stuff. You know. Because I'm just curious to see what would happen. Because like I said, it doesn't bother me. I don't make any money out of this. You want to take my videos down, take them down. You know, it's on you. I can't stop you. I got nothing to lose. Right. Back here for a sec. Now, Blue said that I'm actually quieter this side, so thank you for that, Blue. So I won't bother, like, trying to make myself quiet. There. Bit done. I did notice that four-way does. It just goes up to separate that there, which you can't see. I understand that, but it's just off the edge of the painting. I've just gone over it. Bugger me. Oh, it's done there. It is what it is. Just go down that bit there. Perfect. What's this? Whichever side. This is a good volume. Oh, brilliant. Excellent. Thank you. I appreciate that, buddy. So have you played the new Half-Life Alyx? I was going to say the new one. It's not new. It's been out for ages. But have you played Half-Life Alyx? Because I think that game is stunning. And I'm not flexing here, but since I got my 4090, oh my God. Like, normally you can't tell a lot of difference when it comes to like graphical upgrades and stuff, but that is just ridiculous. I don't even know my Quest 2. Yeah, it does. I run one on Quest. So you need, if you buy it on if you got it on Steam, Half-Life Alyx, you can hook up your Quest 2 to your Steam and play all your Steam VR games, and you don't even have to plug it into your computer. You can do it wirelessly and it works flawlessly. Airlink. Yeah, well there's a few things, right? On that Airlink, it doesn't tell you to do this, but if you choose I think it's the transfer rate of 200 megabytes, right, it actually cures most of the lag. And there are certain things that you can do in an NVIDIA graphics card. I don't know about AMD, right? But I know in an NVIDIA graphics card, in the control panel settings, and there's plenty of videos on this on YouTube, you can actually turn up the power to be able to give you a smoother experience. Like, mine, I just want to say, like on my 4090, it's flawless. When I had my 3080, it was flawless. When I had it on my 1080 Ti, it was working really well. I had a bit of lag, but it wasn't anything that was major. So yeah, there's definitely some options that you can tweak and mess with to get it better. Oh, you got $10. What's this? That's weird. Have you? From where? Never got that $30. $10. Yeah, I never got anything. Nothing at all. Wonder how many other people haven't received theirs, but yet they're all bought quests and stuff. But we won't go down the conspiracy rabbit hole. So what you got planned for today, Mr. Creed? Anything exciting? Another drop of coffee, because why not? That is a good cup of coffee, though. My son is currently on his honeymoon with his wife. We've got a granddaughter here for a few days, which is going to be nice. I intend to be spending as much time with her as possible. I'm going to assume it's because I bought the headset before using the referral. It's possible. It is possible. I mean, it's not when you buy the headset, it's when you actually connect it up. So I believe. But it's alright, buddy. You know, it is what it is. My issue is that why do they have to make it so complicated? You know, it wasn't complicated to buy it. It was just complicated for you to get what they were giving you for getting somebody to buy it. Or, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's by design. You know, like, oh, you know, recommend to a friend and get this much back. But we're going to make it as difficult as possible to get it back. And sometimes we'll just probably ignore it because it's free, right? It was never yours in the first place. It didn't cost you anything. And quite rightly so, in their eyes. You know, if we don't pay it, they're probably not going to push back on it too much, and we'll have plenty of ways to tell them, oh, this is the reason. So I just didn't bother. It's funny how payments are never like that, though, to the companies. It's funny how that you know, if you want to cancel something, it's usually like a minefield to cancel it, right? But when you want to buy something, it's like, oh, click here, click here, click here. And most of the times you can buy stuff without even realizing that you're buying it, right? It's strange how that works. It's almost like I say, it's by design. Hello, over a bit there. Really wish I could stop doing that, but too far away. So I've got to work what I got. Way I looked at it is that if I make mistakes and whatever, it's nothing that I can't put right up close for a little bit of time. But the majority of the time is spent relatively comfortable. I'm not going to turn around and say I am comfortable, because that would be a lie. But I'm making it happen. Things are getting done on this lazy Sunday afternoon. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm just happy to be here and doing it. It's almost like an addiction, this is for me, because it's like when I'm not doing it, all I'm thinking about is doing it. Let's come here. I have to come in a little bit more for this one. And up here. Nice. Over there. I would actually defend a position to turn around and say that paint by numbers is probably harder than just painting out of your head. And the reason I say that is that when you paint out your head, I'm just being able to just do nothing and watch. Oh, nice. Yeah, when you're painting out your head, like I was watching a few other people do this on YouTube because I'm interested to see whether or not one day about me painting a painting just from my head. And if it looks awful, well, it is what it is, you know? But I would kind of like to try it. So, hang on, let me just finish my coffee. So they seem to be able to do these big paintings like mountain ranges with trees and lakes and whatever. And they seem to be able to knock them off in like almost no time at all. You know, I was watching Bob Ross, you know, the king of doing that. And I couldn't knock off one of these in an hour or two. There's just no way, because I have to keep going back and changing pots and doing whatever else. So to me, that makes paint by numbers a lot harder. Because like I'm having to change the colours to create depth and to create structures and, you know, animals and stuff and whatever else. Whereas if I was painting it as a big block, I could have just painted all over the top there in one colour or down by the sides in, and then like gone in with a lighter shade and then, you know, shaded it all. But you're genuinely the only streamer I watch. Oh, mate. Oh, that's wow. Thank you. That's a okay. That's kind of blown me away. That's probably one of the biggest compliments I think I've ever had. Thank you very much. That's really kind of taken me back, to be honest. I don't know what to say to that apart from thank you. I mean, you're not wrong. I am fantastic and no one else could probably, you know, match these skills, but do you know, I honestly, I think what sets me apart from other people, right, is that I'm not selfish. You know, I'm not pretending to be people's friends because I want them to hit the follow and like buttons. You know, I'm not pretending that, and I think it comes across. You know, and I was obviously I sit back and I daydream sometimes, and I think, you know, oh well, what happens if I make that one video that just blows up and then overnight I become like famous and stuff, and then, you know, there's enough people there for me to not have to be on government benefit and what have you, and, you know, actually make a career out of this, which would be amazing because then I'd be able to have a job and I would be able to get back my self-respect because I had a job, and I could do something that most people literally dream about, and that is doing something that you actually enjoy doing as a career and a job, right? And then I was thinking to myself, would I let it change me? Would I be a different type of person? And being completely honest, right, I've actually come back with this answer. I don't know. And the reason why I say I don't know is because based on who I am right now and my family situation and everything else, I would turn around and say, oh no, it wouldn't change me. But I don't know how I'd be if somebody's like flashing big checks in front of me. I would hope I wouldn't sell out. You know, what's this? The streamers I used to watch that I called friends are fake and don't really care about me or want to put in the energy to talk to me. So I'm not going to put the energy into them talk to. I completely agree with you. I honestly agree with you. It's like it's like when I was watching all of that thing about that Fextra Life or F Extra Life, whatever they are, right? And you know, I've never spoken to them once, yet they follow me. And I think that they do that so that they end up being on people's lists and whatever else. And I found out through that they were botting and whatever else. So they're getting all of these views and they're doing some scummy things from what I understand. Right? And it's like, that's just people milking the system for their own gain. And I just... but you don't get to know the people that are in your streams. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, if I haven't spoken in here for a while and I haven't really built up that rapport with you, odds are I'm not going to remember you when you come back in, because unlike most people who usually have a limited amount of people that they meet throughout their lives, when you stream, you have the ability of meeting tens, hundreds of thousands of different people. And it would be unreasonable to expect a streamer to be able to remember each and every one of you. But the way I look at it is once you've built up a rapport with someone, like I've built up a rapport with you, I like you, I think you're a really nice guy. I've seen pictures of your cats, I've seen pictures of you, we've had a couple of discussions, you know. I'm never gonna forget you, you know. But for what I don't understand is that these people, they're not streamers for streaming's sake. They're streamers for money. It's like, you know, I'm always turned around and said like Asmongold, for argument's sake, right? I actually like the guy. I kind of respect what he's done and how he is, right? So, Pigman, selling out is for the winners, Mark. Yeah, it seems that way. Hey, Pigman, how you doing? It does seem that way, and like I was just saying, like it's unfortunate that I can't honestly turn around and say that. And I've got so in depth in that conversation, I've actually made a huge mistake. Yeah, I can't honestly say whether I would sell out or not. I would like to believe that I wouldn't. But I, like most of you out there, still have a family to provide for, even though I'm disabled, you know. So the question then becomes, you know, it's like I don't know. I'd love to believe that I would, but I can't say it. And now I've got to go and fix that mistake I've just made. How you doing, Pigman? What you been up to? And how's your day going so far? Right, I'm going to get rid of that bit because that's a number 7. And I'm kind of hoping it's a darker colour. It's not, but I can make it work because I'm pretty sure that this here was never meant to be a number 4. Spelling out is for winners. And it's sad though that you can make that statement, but it is actually true. Let's get this here. And yeah, I'm literally doing this live for you all. For anybody that thinks, oh, I've just made a huge mistake. I haven't waited for it to dry. I just dabbed it with a tissue. Right. And I'm literally just going to put my mistake right. And I know for a lot of you out there, you're probably thinking, well, yeah, that's pretty bloody obvious. It's just paint. You just paint over it. But there are some people, myself included, who overthink this kind of situation and wouldn't do it. Enjoying the weekend, been really busy working. How have you been doing? Do you know what? I can honestly turn around and say I've been okay. Right? I'm having a lot of medical tests done right now, to hopefully come to a point where they can figure out what it is that's wrong with me. And I'm kind of existing right now. But whereas that probably sounds awful. Like, how can you be enjoying it, right? Whereas before, I'm living in the dark, right, of not knowing if I'm going to get any better, because I'm having these tests done, and because the doctors are listening, and because the hospital's helping to do something about it. I feel like I'm going to be getting somewhere soon, and because of that, I actually feel better mentally, you know. So yeah, I'm doing good. I am doing good. I spent all day downstairs yesterday with my granddaughter and my wife, and it was lovely. I really, really enjoyed it. It was so nice. I was just sitting there with the dogs, and then the wife, and yeah, it was just brilliant. Watching TV, I completely unplugged from my phone, from the internet, and everything. It was just such a nice day. And it's made me realise that I'm going to try and do that a little more often. You know, I don't always have to stay in contact. You know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an emergency service, you know. I'm just an ordinary human being, and if somebody wants to get in contact with me that badly, you know, knock on my bloody door. So it was just nice just to have no... I even left my phone upstairs. And I don't do that. I've been tied to the hip by that bloody thing. But yeah, I'm doing good. How have you been? It was really relaxing. Genuinely, it was. Like, I don't know about you, right? I've kind of got into this habit now of, like, every half an hour or so, because I turn all notifications off, because all of them, they drive me up the wall with the phone buzzing and beeping all over the place. I turned all the notifications off, but then what I invariably end up doing then is I'm constantly checking them, like every 15-20 minutes, subconsciously. The amount of times that I went to go and grab my phone yesterday and it just wasn't on the couch, and I sat back and I thought, what are you doing? You know, but I'm constantly checking. It's like, oh, I've got to know what they're doing. I've got to know if anybody needs me or wants me or whatever else. And it's like, that's why I left it upstairs. And the thing is that when you actually do that and you realise what you're doing, you realise that you've conditioned yourself to do this. Do not disturb and check notifications. Yeah, exactly. So I kind of noticed that, and it's like, wow, it's always nice to test yourself just to see what's what. It's like if you smoke, right, and you don't want to quit smoking, no judgment. That's you do you, boo, right? But do yourself a favour, just don't smoke for a day, right? And then understand how you feel without it, right? And then all I want you to do is just sit there and have a conversation with yourself about what you're doing, and just see what you come up with. You know, because I don't like being addicted to stuff. When I smoked, one of the most powerful things I did to quit smoking was I did exactly what I've just said to you there. And I got really, really pissed off with how much I was addicted to smoking. And I literally just quit. I had no patches, no nothing. I'd been smoking since I was 13, right? Which is a ridiculous age to start smoking. But I did. I started smoking when I was 13. And I quit about, I think it was about 10 years ago now. 9-10 years ago. And I haven't touched a cigarette since. Not even bothered to pick one up. Now I vape, right? But I vaped 4 years after I quit smoking. Now, some could argue, oh, that's worse than smoking, blah, 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 blah. Right? But I only have in my vape, I have, I think it's 2 or 3 milligrams of nicotine. And before anybody then turns out and says, oh, but you don't know what you put in there, I just want to tell you, I make my own juices. I know exactly what goes in it because I'm the one that puts it in there. And I'm not condoning, I'm not advertising, and I'm not saying that you should vape. right? But I choose to. Now, I actually didn't vape for 3 days. Just didn't do it. And you know what? I wasn't sitting there climbing the wall. So I sat back and I thought, well, you're clearly not addicted to it. Me personally, I don't know if others are, so don't take that as I'm saying it's not addictive, right? But I sat back and I thought, well, you're doing it because you enjoy it. Do you still enjoy it? Yes, I do. Well, if you're doing it and you're enjoying it and you could stop whenever you want to, what's the problem? And I was like, well, there is no problem. So I continued to do it. And I don't know if that sounds stupid to anybody else, but I'd love to hear from anybody that has an opinion on this.
Supplies!
Oh, hello. Mr. Chonkleton, how you doing, buddy? Lovely to see you in here. Let me give you a big fat shout out.
Oh, no.
Oh, the Don Gasm. It's been a while. Be gentle with me. But yeah, the way I look at it is like while we're drinking, you know, I used to drink quite heavily. They're going not too bad today. Last night I actually got some sleep. I haven't been in or around the last few days because in the last 4 days before last night, I'd had 5 hours sleep over the last 4 nights. And I could barely string together a sentence without keep constantly going, or just not being able to get out what I was trying to say. So I decided that, what am I going to do here? 3. Yeah, I decided that I was just going to take some time for myself. So yesterday, Don, I spent the entire day downstairs with my granddaughter and my missus. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I unplugged from the internet. And I left my phone upstairs. They're the best kind of conversations, though. Yeah, it was lovely. And it was all day. I literally woke up in the morning. And I think this just goes back and to me, like, I get very stubborn sometimes, even with myself. You know, like I was just saying about smoking and stuff. I wasn't happy with the way I was reacting to it. So I was like, well, then you're not doing it no more. And then I stopped myself. It's like, I can't explain what it is and why I do it. But yeah, I just stopped. And it was so nice not having my phone and checking it. Because I didn't need... Everybody I wanted to talk to and interact with that day was in the front room with me. So I had no need. I did send a message to a friend of mine who kind of said that I should try and do this, just unplug. And I did, and I actually really enjoyed it. But then before I went to bed last night, I did turn my computer on because I wasn't able to go to sleep till, I think it was 1-2 o'clock this morning. So I was just, I always try and sit there and just do nothing. And do you know what? I've suddenly realised I've got an issue with sleeping. So what do? Do I just lay in bed, do nothing at all, right? Or do I take the advice of everybody that turns around and says, oh, you have to sleep in a dark room, or you have to have no distractions, you can't use your phone and whatever else? Well, great. So then what I do is I just lay there for 7 hours, wide awake, listening to everybody else snore, going slowly insane. Well, sorry, bro. I'm not doing it, you know? And ironically, I went on my computer and 2 hours afterwards, I was like, oh, I'm actually quite tired now. And I laid down, my head hit the pillow and I was out to sleep.